Show starts in 5 minutes.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Hey, fellas, don't fight over that hot dog. There's plenty for everyone. Big, plump, and juicy, wrapped in an oven-fresh bun. Add mustard, relish, ketchup, and go to work. Yes, the hot dogs at our refreshment center are the best you'll find anywhere. Everybody agrees on that.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go! Show starts in 3 minutes.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
It's 2 minutes till showtime.
Popcorn, candy, ooh, hot dog, popsicle. Oh boy, Santa orange.
Show starts in 1 minute.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
Broadcasting live from a galaxy far, far away, which is actually North Jersey. This is your movie quiz for Tuesday, May the 4th, 2021. Here we go. Hello and happy Star Wars Day to everybody. Welcome to the Movie Quizzes special May the 4th Be Quiz You show, part of the Trivia List network of games. I am your host, Chris Mann-Nelson, and in just a couple of minutes, I am going to be asking you 5 rounds. We usually do 4 rounds on the movie quiz. We're doing 5 because it's a massive show today. 5 rounds of specifically Star Wars themed trivia. So this is a completely interactive game, the movie quiz. If you're watching us on Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you don't have to just sit there and watch. You're perfectly welcome to, but you can also get in the game. You can play along with our guest tonight, with everybody else in the audience. Just head to this website right here, tmq.thetrivialist.com. TMQ as in the movie quiz. Enter your email address, enter your team name, and you will be in the game. You will be in the game playing. It's a totally free game to play. We do take donations. It's a donation-based suggested donation game. We'll get into that later. But you are going to, once you're signed up, be playing against our very special guest tonight. He's been on the show before. I'm very excited to welcome him back. He's been on stage, on screen, and he's currently on CW's Legacies. Please welcome to the show, Aria Shahghasemi. Aria is here.
Howdy, how's it going?
Hi, Aria. Happiest of Star Wars days to you, sir.
Happy May 4th, man. It's good to see you.
It's very good to see you too. I'm excited to see you. It's been a while since you've been on the show. Happy to have you back. So it's a Star Wars show today. So let's talk about it. How did you first get into Star Wars? Because I know that you're a big fan, like me too. Like I am.
I honestly, I mean, it's one of those things I don't even remember when I really got into it because I was so young. It was so long ago. But I mean, I know the first Star Wars movie I watched was Phantom Menace. Really?
That's how you started?
Yeah, because my parents didn't know. So they were like,
it's episode 1. Yeah.
That's the new one. So we're going to take our kid to the new one. And I saw that. Eventually I saw the entire trilogy and then found out there was more. It was way better.
That's a very pleasant surprise. That's actually a really excellent way to experience Star Wars. Because it's just like, oh, these are okay. And then you get just a wonderful trilogy. The original trilogy really does hold up. Oddly enough, I feel like everybody at this point sort of gets into Star Wars just by cultural osmosis. Like it's just part of the world. But I actually got into it. I knew who everybody was, but I got into it through toys. I feel like that can't be a super uncommon one. Micro Machines specifically. What's that?
George Lucas won.
He won. He totally won. I have so many copies of Aria, here's a question. How many copies of the original trilogy did you format jump as it went from
that was before. I mean, I think no, I never saw the original Star Wars untainted.
Yeah.
Because it was just too late.
By then it was all there was nothing but the changes, which we're going to get into very soon. So a reminder to everybody, while Aria and I are talking, if you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, go to this website right up above Aria's head. There he is, and sign up. Head to that website, put your email in, and pick a good Star Wars team name. It doesn't have to be Star Wars; it could be anything. But and you can play in the game. You can play against Aria, and we'll someone's watching Empire Strikes Back right now.
That's
cramming for the test. Right? Yes, Star Wars Holiday Special is amazing. Aria, have you seen the holiday special?
No.
No, you never seen it?
Mm-mm.
Oh man,
Might lose.
It's rough. It's hard to get through, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was made in 1978, I want to say, pre-Empire, as a way to, so there were no sequels, and there were like no there was no home video really that didn't cost you like $200 to get a tape. And so ABC, I want to say, put out a holiday special that's just incomprehensible. It's just like, it's all vignettes and sketches, and it's starring Art Carney and B. Arthur, and like Jefferson Starship is in it. And the first 20 minutes of it are just Wookiees grunting it's just Wookiees grunting with no subtitles.
But it's perfect. That's the heart of Star Wars.
It's
That's
just an unintelligible mess. And like Art Carney gives Chewbacca's father-in-law, because he's married. Chewbacca's married in this. Gives his father-in-law like a hologram of like a beautiful singer, and it starts to get a little like weird. Like he's getting like kind of excited. It's worth checking out once, but it's kind of an endurance test to get through it. All right, so Aria, are you ready to let's get into the game? I think let's get into the game.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So I am going to put this game into in-game mode. We are in-game mode for everybody. Yeah, Ryan knows all the regulars. So I know we have a lot of people watching who don't normally watch. The movie quiz is part of the Trivialist network of games. Our show's normally on Tuesday night, on Wednesday night, not on Tuesday. Tuesday is Quiz Night America. Going to talk more about it. This show's normally on Wednesday, but we're doing a Star Wars special, and we have we have beautiful, amazing graphics like the in-game mode that you just saw. So let's hop into our first round of the night. It's called Disturbances in the Force, Star Wars Tweaks and Changes. Oh, and before we jump into it, I just want to invite Cullen in to talk. There is a prize. There is a prize tonight for everybody. So Cullen, if you want to just pop in and tell everybody real quick.
Hello.
Cullen is in charge of the Trivialist Network.
Chris, hello. Aria, hello. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me join your stream. Hello to everyone playing. Tonight's prize, we did an NFT for this quiz. So we're using something called a proof of attendance protocol. And if you've signed up, which I hope you have, if whatever email you use, hopefully you did not use a fake email, we will send you a Star Wars NFT movie quiz edition as a thank you for being here today. We see everybody's doing NFTs now. We thought it'd be kind of fun. We wanted to be able to give you something. So it's a proof of attendance protocol NFT, and I'll go ahead and post the website in there so you can get your little wallet going later on. But yeah, that's the prize, or at least one of the prizes tonight. There might be more prizes. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I might take something off a shelf, and we'll find out what old Star Wars garbage I've got laying around. All right, so before we get started, I know we've got a lot of new people tonight, so let's go. There's a couple ground rules to keep it fair. First of all, everybody, all the regulars and all the new people, thank you for showing up for this special episode. Thank you so much. This is so exciting. So rule number 1, no cheating. Don't cheat. It's not a Googling competition. It's for how much Star Wars info is in your brain computer. Don't use Google or IMDb or anything other online resources. Wikipedia. Very important, because I know a lot of people are watching on Twitch. If you want to play, head to that website. Go to the website here. Don't put answers in the chat. Please don't put answers in the chat. That would be fantastic. And play with friends. Play over Zoom if you want. You have a team, but just keep your team size reasonable to like 4 or 5 people. All right. So let's get started with our first round. This first round is called Disturbances in the Force, Star Wars Tweaks and Changes. So Aria was just mentioning how By the time he was old enough, the original untouched versions were unavailable. That I have as like a DVD extra. This is why I own so many. Lucas released as a DVD extra all the uncut versions on like a second disc in like 2006. But they're all like a garbage transfer from like an old laser disc. So they're not great, but they're better than nothing. So this is all about the changes that were made. All right, question number 1. Oh, and remember to hit submit, everybody. That's another, just a quick tip. I'll remind you periodically. Question 1, George Lucas began tinkering with Star Wars almost immediately. On its first re-release in 1981, he retroactively dubbed the movie Episode 4 and gave it what subtitle? We're starting out easy. You should see this question here on tmq.thetrivialist.com, and you'll also see a timer come up. I'm starting the timer now. George Lucas began tinkering with Star Wars almost immediately on its first re-release. When it came out in 1977, it was just called Star Wars. In 1981, he retroactively dubbed the movie Episode 4 and gave it what subtitle?
That's a good question. Because I knew that, but I forgot I knew that.
Yeah. It snuck up on you. Yeah, it was just called Star Wars, and the opening crawl just began with like the text. There was no Episode 4, and there was no labeling of A New Hope when it first came out. A New Hope is your answer. All right, question number 2 is a multiple choice question. Don't forget to hit submit even on multiple choice. Hit submit answer. Lucas used the 1997 special edition re-releases as a CGI testing ground for the prequels. He was testing out his computers. What lizard-like creatures on Tatooine got a full digital makeover in A New Hope? Which one of these were a practical effect in 1977, became all digital in 1997? Yeah, I saw these. This was like, for people my age, Aria, this was like, these 97 re-releases were like a massive deal because this was how you got to see Star Wars in a theater for the first time. And you get there, you've been watching them on VHS for like your whole life. And then all of a sudden, like he's made all these weird cuts and changes. And you're like, I got, yeah, this is exciting, I guess.
He has an entire animal's just in their whole torso covers the entire frame for a solid.
Oh, that's right.
2.5 seconds.
That's right. In the Mos Eisley part, right? Where they're just like
CGI
shit everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's such a mess. All right. So these animals, did you know this one, Aria? This one is dewbacks.
I didn't know that. No.
These are the dewbacks.
Yeah. That's
all right. Question number 3. Return of the Jedi bore the brunt of George's 1997 edits, including a cringe-inducing new CGI musical number in Jabba's palace with what title? Do you remember this musical number with the?
I desperately wish I didn't.
It's so bad. Is it called? But let's see if you can remember what it was called. Is it called Tatooine Jam, Jedi Rocks, Oodles of Size Snoodles?
You gotta understand, dude. I didn't want to retain.
I put it back in your head, Aria. Maybe you got it out of your head, and now it's jammed firmly in there. And now you're gonna know what it's called.
I'm gonna actively try and forget this.
We got one fan. We got one fan of this song in the chat, at least. I will agree. The song itself, divorced of any context, is pretty good. It's like, it's fine. It's John Williams. The guy's not gonna miss, but like, it's just so bad.
You're watching it and you just can't help but feel like they cut to the random things from the original Star Wars movie of the, like Boba Fett and the aliens, and nobody's
reacting. That's what's so jarring about it, because it's just like, yeah, you got this little guy go, he's like making like gibberish noises and singing, and you see his uvula dangling, and then, then it just cuts to like Jabba the Hutt just like sitting there passively. The song is called Jedi Rocks. The song is called Jedi Rocks, which is not a great title from John Williams. All right, question number 4, more multiple choice. After the fall of the Emperor at the end of episode 6, shots of the galaxy celebrating were added to the special edition and edited to add more planets on subsequent home video releases. Which of these planets is not included in that celebratory sequence? Is it Coruscant, Dagobah, Naboo, or Tatooine? Which one of these planets do you not see celebrating the downfall of the Emperor? Yeah, this is an absolutely this is a change that like I can get on board with. Like the idea of seeing how the galaxy reacts, especially when that Return of the Jedi was the end of the saga, like capping and bringing in the prequels more. So all of these, 3 of these are featured. One is not. The one that you don't see is Dagobah because it's just a swamp. It's just a swamp. They have no idea of the political structure of the galaxy.
I mixed up Dagobah with Endor.
Oh, yeah. You do see Endor because that's where they end up.
They win it.
That's where they're all hanging out. That's the after party. To match the new canon created by the prequels, what character got a retconned voice courtesy of Tamura Morrison for the 2004 DVD release of Empire Strikes Back? Was it Lobot, IG-88, Boba Fett, or Emperor Palpatine? They retconned the story to match the prequels, so they changed this one character's voice.
There are some good ideas here, though.
Yeah, like on paper, these things make sense. And here's my ultimate stance on Lucas's changes are fine, whatever, but make the uncut versions available. That's my only beef. I feel like a lot of people have that stance.
That's pretty true.
Like do whatever you want with it, tweak it. No one cares. Yes, Aria is dressed up as a Jedi. He's a Jedi on the weekend. He's like a Jedi on the day off.
Yeah, dude. That's always what I've dreamed.
Now you got kind of a Sith vibe though, with it over your eyes.
Fine too, man.
It's a thin line. It's a thin line between Jedi and Sith. All right, so this one, they retconned it so that Boba Fett was actually a clone of Jango Fett, played by Tamura Morrison. So your answer is Boba Fett. Boba Fett got and that kind of makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. If he's a clone, he would have the same voice. And then Tamura Morrison came back on Mandalorian.
But imagine Tamura Morrison retconning everything for Emperor Palpatine and voicing him.
Yeah, that would sure.
I'd like it.
Why not?
I'd buy the entire trilogy.
Question number 6. While the original trilogy has gotten most of the tweaks over the years, the prequels were not immune. Which character was replaced with a digital likeness for the 2011 Blu-ray release of The Phantom Menace? Which character in The Phantom Menace got completely reworked as a digital character for the Blu-rays in 2011?
You think I know this? If I'm right about this, I remember seeing it, being like deeply confused because I was in like a Mandela effect.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, because they like gaslit you that this character was not CGI the whole time.
I saw him, I was convinced he was a puppet.
So he was a puppet. This one I can get on board with too, though. It's Yoda. Yoda is the answer because, like, I remember in 1999 going to see Phantom Menace and being like, "What is wrong with Yoda? He looked so weird." Like, I don't know how they had like 16 years to make that movie, and they just made Yoda had like these giant bug eyes.
They tried to make him look super friendly, I think.
He looked so upsetting, though. He looked like a gremlin. He looked like he was gonna like eat your face.
Firmly in the uncanny valley.
It was very weird, and it was like also like there's only like 30 years of a timeline there between Phantom Menace and Empire Strikes Back, and Yoda's like 900. It's like, whoa, those last 30 were rough, Yoda. You were out in the sun for a while. Just brutal. No sunscreen for Yoda. All right, question number 7. This is a fill-in-the-blank answer. The 2011 Blu-rays also added what biological function to the Ewoks in Episode 6? What biological function was added to the Ewoks in the 2011 Blu-rays?
I can't say I'm a huge fan of Blu-ray either.
Of the like Blu-ray in general, or the Star Wars Blu-ray?
It just felt like something they tried to sell us in the early aughts, and then it died.
Well, now they're like onto 4K. I'm not doing 4K because I went along for Blu-ray, and now it's just like how HD do I really need this to be? I'm fine with Blu-ray, but yeah, that's Blu-ray is going to be my ceiling. I don't need to like be in Star Wars. All right. So did you get this one, Aria? Did you have a guess?
I had a guess. I don't know if it's right though.
You want to say it? I'm just curious.
It's eating.
No, I think we see them eat. I think we see them eat in like the party, but now they blink. Now they blink. Their dead little doll eyes actually blink now, because I guess that was upsetting George Lucas that these space teddy bears.
George Lucas. Everything else.
Nobody cared. Nobody was ever like, hey, these Ewok fellas.
They don't blink. It reminds me of snakes. I don't like it. Get rid of it.
Their eyes must be dry. All right. And question number 8, your final question of this round. The most tinkered with scene in the whole saga is probably the Hans shoots first Cantina exchange. It's been tweaked with every re-release, most recently in 2019 when it went to Disney Plus, when they added what final word from Greedo? Did they make him before he gets blasted away? Does he say Grogu, Ichuta, Filoni, or McClunky? What does he say?
It's a funny question.
Do you know about this one, Aria?
I don't know. I mean, like I sort of went on process of elimination, common sense sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not really. I didn't know that they.
I will say there's honestly no common sense when it comes to this choice that they made. It's so strange what they did. Okay, so Ichuta is like a Star Wars curse, like the others it's in Empire Strikes Back, probably other places too, but where like the other C-3PO comes out of that closet or whatever, and C-3PO is like, hey, what's going on? And that other one's like Ichuta, which is like, it's like giving him the robot finger. Grogu is Baby Yoda's real name, and Filoni is Dave Filoni, who wrote The Mandalorian and Clone Wars. McClunky is your answer. For some reason, Han and Greedo are going back and forth, and then Greedo just says McClunky and explodes. That's how Star Wars exists.
Fun of Macaulay Culkin. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, please, everybody, you have to watch the McClunky scene. It's so amazing. He just says McClunky. There's no subtitle for McClunky like that gives it context. Just says it and then dies horribly. All right, so let's take a look. Wow,
what are they doing now? I want to know. They're famous for this, you know.
Who is famous?
Whoever, I guess they're not famous for it, but whoever is the one that said McClunky.
Oh, the McClunky.
Greedo. Where are they now?
Whoever's brainchild was McClunky. All right, let's look at our top teams after one round. We got Baby G with 6, the Turds with 6, Muzz Adams Art with 6, Simps for Aria with 7, Simps for Landon with 7, Marley's Chains with 7. Couple regular teams up at the top. We got Ricky Scaz, Dickie Dabs, a regular Wednesday night team with a perfect 8. Nicely done, everybody. Good job. Let's head into our second round of the night. And also just a reminder to everybody, if you're watching on Twitch, please subscribe. Please subscribe to our Twitch channel. We've got the movie quiz on Wednesday nights, Quiz Night America on Tuesday nights, and a new game that we're going to be talking about in detail. Feeling Smart coming up. We're going to talk about that later in the show. But please subscribe. You'll get alerts about it. You'll get to watch it. It'll be exciting. All right, let's head on to round 2. So the round 2 is called The Force Awakens. Emphasis on the Force. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to ask you 3-word clues that are going to lead you to either a planet, a character, a ship, and they're all going to spell out. So the first letter of each answer is going to spell THEFORCE. Okay, so your first one will start with a T, your second will start with an H, etc. So the force. So keep track of the last letter, the first letter of the last answer. So the Force Awakens is your second category of the night. Crazy. You ready, Aria?
I think so.
So your first clue, your first 3-word clue is Imperial, short range, and dogfight. Short range is kind of a cheat because that's a compound word in a hyphen. Imperial, short range, dogfight. Starts with a T.
Yeah, that one's cool.
You got that one?
Yeah. So what do you know about Star Wars Legos?
I don't know much about Star Wars Legos. My fandom really never extended into that, although Desmond, my son, I know that sounds strange telling you that, Aria, you know who he is, but like for anyone who doesn't know, he's getting into like bigger kid Legos now. So I feel like that kind of stuff is on the horizon. Were you a big Lego like builder?
I love Legos. Big time. I love Legos. I mean, but it's always like, it's amazing to me what Lego does, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know. Like they build these like I like the like specific sets because they build these like incredibly specific Lego parts that only go to that set.
The Lego set, cool. Like they make like the process of building it from the first brick all the way to the last brick like a fun thing to do.
So I'm assuming your A to B here mentally is you built one of these guys, the TIE Fighter. Did you build?
I might have at some point in my life, you know. I don't remember exactly, but.
All right, so your next clue in the Force is Rebellion, Ice, Planet. Rebellion, Ice, Planet.
Sounds kind of easy.
Well, you know, the game's going to go like this. I wanted the game to go like this. Up.
That's not good for me, man. I was
You wanted to just kind of go maybe even a little this way. I want to warm up everyone's brain. Get it warm with Star Wars facts. All right, so this one starts with H, and it is Hoth, the ice planet of the Rebellion. Oh, somehow I skipped to the next one. Fuzzy, Fierce, Yub Yub is your next one. Fuzzy, Fierce, Yub Yub.
Yub Yub.
And remember, the whole round's going to spell out the Force.
I know
I'm still just thinking of McClunky. It's like it's like
we should bring back Ichatu, like make that something that
I love Ichuta. I honestly Ichuta like is a thing that kind of implanted itself in my brain. I feel like I'll use it. I never would say it out loud because who would know what I would be committed. But like
bro.
Ichuta. You know what? I'll take that because that makes sense too. That your answer was Ewok, second appearance of the Ewoks tonight. But I took Endor too. If you put Endor, because it kind of implies the planet and it fits the letter scheme. Pardon me. All right, your next clue: former stormtrooper resistance. Former stormtrooper resistance. Oh, someone got Ewoks and got marked wrong. I will fix it. That is terrible. Yeah, a few people put Ewoks and got it wrong. Let me rescore that for you. Please let me know if I missed your points, and let me know in the chat, and I'll rescore it. I'll do my best. I'll try my best. All right, so I think this is our first foray tonight into the sequel trilogy. This is Finn. Finn is your answer to this one. Some good guesses here. Fett, Force, First Order. Things that fit, but this one, the clues lead you to Finn. All right, your next one. Alec, Ewan, Ben. Alec, Ewan, Ben.
What do you need from us here, man?
Yes, Finn McClunky, absolutely. I don't need I just need enough to cover the scheme of the round, Aria.
Gotcha.
And everybody else who might be thinking exactly what Aria was wondering. How much of this name do you need to? Well, I just gave away that it's a name.
It's too late. If anyone, if that was what tipped people off, it was too late.
That's true. It's so it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is your answer. Let me just make sure that everybody got their points. I think they did. Nicely done. Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to get his own TV show soon. Should be fine. I'm interested in seeing his Tatooine adventures, presumably.
A story that apparently somebody that worked on Legacies recently with our monsters department worked on the Obi-Wan show.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, you need to find me this person.
Yeah, I need to know. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 6. Nobody, Palpatine, Skywalker. Nobody, Palpatine, Skywalker.
That was a very controversial decision of them, huh?
It was an objectively bad decision. every decision. That movie is a marvel of cinema because every decision was wrong. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything that miss that badly on every level. I mean, technically, from a technical visual standpoint, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But, okay. So what we're talking about here for everybody who may not know, let me just regrade some of these because they are absolutely correct, but they slipped through the cracks. Yep, I think everybody has their points now. We're talking about Rey. Rey is your R here in the Force because she was nobody, and they kind of reinforced that with Last Jedi, which I liked a lot. I really liked the ditching of bloodlines and all of this Grand Destiny stuff. It was just like, okay, anybody can be Force sensitive, anybody can save the galaxy. But then some guys got mad, and they were guys, and and then they just were like, okay, how can we make the next movie so that nobody likes it? How can we, how can we just
make sure this movie is critically panned?
Yeah, how can we just make it so that people who like Last Jedi hate it, and people who didn't like Last Jedi also hated it? Because she was a Palpatine. They made her a Palpatine, and then at the end, she made her name Scott. It's a spoiler alert. It's been out for a year and a half. Whatever. It's Star Wars. Yeah, you're playing a Star Wars game. You've probably seen these. All right, your next question: Republic versus Separatists. Republic versus Separatists, and remember the way that this round is structured. The Force.
Yeah, man. I mean, that Rey decision was like when they decided to make her a Palpatine, I thought, you know what? Fine. If you're gonna take a swing for every fence. You know, it's Star Wars. But then at the end of whatever the last one was, when she says, I'm Rey Skywalker, one of my really good friends brought up the amazing point that Luke's whole trilogy was about being Skywalker. And then finding out that Anakin Skywalker was the main villain.
Right.
And then, you know what? Despite that, I am still a Skywalker.
Right.
My father is still a Skywalker.
Right.
And then for Rey to end the whole series and say, I'm a Skywalker. No, you're supposed to.
It was
and I'm going to change that.
Every choice was just like, every story choice was just like, this'll play, right? Like it has like no connection to actual like what had been established in the previous two movies, where a character might land or how they might feel or what those decisions might actually mean. Yeah, I love learning about Star Wars through the game instead of watching the movies. That's if Aria and I can give you anything tonight, it's a chance to at least not watch Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
All right, so this one, it had to be C. It had to start with the letter C, and it's Clone Wars. Republic versus Separatists is the conflict at the heart of the Clone Wars. referenced in the original trilogy and then fleshed out quite a bit in the last few years of Star Wars. And your last question here, Rebels is in quotes, cartoon, Padawan. Rebels, cartoon, Padawan. This one's tough. This is a hard one. Even if you know Star Wars, it's a little hard.
I've actually never... I know this, but I shouldn't. I'm trying not to give anything away.
You know it, but you shouldn't?
Yeah. It's because, like, the friend that I was talking about that mentioned that thought earlier was, he and I have talked about Star Wars enough, and he's a fan.
Oh, yeah?
He's told me about many, many storylines and things that he's liked. This is one of them.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing. Your answer is Ezra, or Ezra Bridger. He's the Padawan on Rebels. But somebody, I can't give you the point for it, but the best fake answer was Ichuta. Somebody put Ichuta in there.
Point, man. That's pretty good.
It's amazing. Great. It's great. All right, let me just make sure nobody else got should have gotten a point that didn't. I think everybody got their points. Terrific. All right, so let's take a look at your scores and standings as we head into the third round. We've got. Hang on, I'm not seeing. Okay, it's not adding up. Oh, I see. There we go. Sorry, the scoreboard on my side changed. Sorry for that little brain fart there, but I've got it all sorted out. In third place, we've got Baby G and Maz Adams Art with 14. In second with 15, we got Marley's Chains, and leading the way still perfect after 2 with 16. We've got Ricky Scabs, Dicky Dabs. Lots of teams very close behind. Lots of 13s just out of third place. So between here before we get into round 3, I just want to talk about the trivia list a little bit. So as you see the name here, it's part of the website because it's a network of games and we're expanding. We've got 2 games currently. On Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock is this game regularly. It's usually not just Star Wars. It's games, it's movies across the board. And on Tuesday nights at 8, we've got Quiz Night America. But coming up soon, we're going to have a new game called Feeling Smart. And I've got the hosts of that game here with me. I'm going to bring them on. Please welcome Phoebe and Phil to the game.
Hi everyone.
Hey, guys.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Good. We are. I'm really realizing there's a lot of holes in my Star Wars knowledge.
Yeah, there's some gaps in there. Are you guys playing together as a team, or are you playing separately?
We're playing separately, though. Yeah. I might regret that. Yeah,
you might want to team up. You can always team up. There's 3 more rounds, so you can always team up for the rest of it. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about Feeling Smart?
Yeah, so Feeling Smart is going to be a new trivia game show starting next week on Thursday, May 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern. You'll be joined by myself and Phoebe and some extra very special guests that we are super excited to be working with.
Yeah, I mean, we are true 90s millennials, and it's a trivia show, yes. It's a talk show, yes, but it's also going to have some mini games with our guests and between each other as well. So we just, we're in the spirit of Mario Kart, Mario Party, Pokemon Stadium, just all those. We're going to have some cute little things, and we're going to have a lot of PH puns. So get ready for all that fun.
Yeah, just load them up. Load them up. That's really exciting. And yeah, you guys are premiering next Thursday night. So a week from, I want to say tomorrow because I'm used to doing this show on Wednesday, but Thursday, a week from Thursday, and at 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock.
Yes.
And who do you have a first guest lined up, or is it a surprise?
No, I think we can tell him, right, Phoebe?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, sure. So our first guest, his name is Trey Vane. He is a TikTok influencer, and we're super excited to have him. because our first episode is all about cinematic universes. So for those of you who are fans of things like the MCU, Harry Potter, and yes, even our Twilight fans out there, Trey recently, for the first time, experienced all those movies. So we are putting his knowledge to the test to see how closely did he actually watch all of these films.
Oh, that's so much fun to just like, as a fan of putting people on the spot, on a public live stream. That sounds really exciting. That's amazing that it like never had seen any of those.
It's a little shocking, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I get it that, you know, some people just like miss one or two of the movies, but I feel like Harry Potter captured our youth, Twilight captured our teens, and I mean, the MCU is everywhere. So
yeah,
for him to miss everything, it's like, do you want to come out of the hole?
All right, so everybody tune into Feeling Smart on Thursday and next Thursday, not this Thursday, 13th, and check it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Subscribe to the trivia list for updates on that. Make it super easy for you to find it on Twitch. And I'll probably, if you guys want to pop back in later during the show, stick around and we'll talk some more.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for letting us be here, Chris. And hopefully we'll see everyone watching next Thursday, or excuse me, Thursday after next, May 13th then.
9 days from now. 9 days.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'm going to bring Aria back in. Let's see. We already did our scores. That brings us to our third round, which is we're going to do a couple puzzle rounds here in the middle, which if you watch DMQ, if you watch the movie quiz on the regular, you know I like my puzzles. So this is going to be a picture puzzle game where I'm going to show you a couple images that are going to lead you to a character name. Okay. So for example, like if I didn't Photoshop the example, I probably should have, but if I showed you like a picture of Ben Affleck and then Ken Jeong and then the letters O and B, that would be, the answer would be Ben Kenobi. So you look at the pictures that I've laid out, you say them out loud, and you'll get a phonetic approximation of a character's name, and then you enter that character's name to get the point. Does that make sense to you, Aria?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just that I'm the only one that's playing that can't say anything out loud.
That's true. You can like just like mutter it. Yeah. All right. So let me bring up your next round so you can answer. Oh, and also I should point out the game is going to end with a big bonus question worth upwards of 10 points. So if you're feeling low in the standings, hang in there because you might be able to rock it back. All right. Character name number 1. Here comes your puzzle. Oh, I'm sharing the entire screen. Not what I meant to do. You got a peek at the future there. Now, here we go.
I was too
confused. There we go. Hopefully nobody was looking too closely at my Google Slides. Yes, this is an excellent guess here. Lady Carr, the famous Star Wars character, Lady Carr.
She was great. I have no idea who that is.
No, but okay. So for these, I'll give everybody a little advice. Focus on the part that you do know. You could figure out the second part of it?
Oh yeah, I think I got the right answer.
Yeah. So that second picture should give you the answer. It's not Flying Car Lady. So her name, I could have put a picture of myself up here actually, because her name is Leslie Mann, and that's a DeLorean. So the Mandalorian, which is his character name. These are all going to be character names, but he just goes by the Mandalorian. So it fits. Okay, so DeLorean, the Mandalorian is your answer. Gotcha. All right. Your next character name. Let me make this one bigger to help you see it. And I'm starting the timer.
What on earth?
That's a good start. A good start when the guest is just completely bewildered. I've done my job.
These are school supplies.
Yes, these are school supplies. There's a detail in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick myself.
What if you had to name what that school supply in the first image is? What would you call it?
Notepad.
It's a pad. And if you look at the other one, that's a calendar page with Mother's Day in it. It's Padme. Padme is your answer. Padme.
Fair enough.
Good guesses with Padawan. Good guesses with that, but it's Padme. I tried to make Mother's Day look bigger, so you could sort out that it was this month, May. I could have circled May the 4th. That might have helped too. All right, your next puzzle. What does that add up to?
What?
Huh? No, I'm saying what do these images add up to? What character name does this come out to be? And I'll say for this one, some of these you gotta kind of the syllables are gonna kind of blend into one another. I know, Aria, you can't say it out loud, as you pointed out, but everyone playing at home, if you say it out loud, it will help. All right, so that first person is Hans Zimmer, and that's Hope Solo. So if you said Hans Solo is your answer. Hans and Solo. Yes, a missed opportunity with Hans. Oh, I could have gone with Hans Gruber. That probably would have been better. Yeah, that's true. That would have made more. That would have been a movie also. Well, Hans Zimmer is a movie composer, but no one knows who the hell he is by sight. All right, number 4. I'll say this one. I'll give a hint, a slight hint on this. I'm looking for the real person's name and a character name. We've got a real person's name and a character name to solve this one.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know.
None of that helped you.
Sons of. This is. Oh, I ran out of time.
All right. This one. So that is. Do you recognize what that image of that second image is from, Aria?
Yeah. I know his face, and I know that's from Kill Bill, and I know that's Lucy Liu, but I can't remember her character's name.
Her character name is O-Ren Ishii, and that's Kyle MacLachlan. So your answer is Kyle O-Ren. Kylo Ren. Only 10%.
That was a good one.
No, thank you, Aria.
Good one.
Thank you. I will take that one. All right, number 5. Your picture puzzles. Think about it, and then I will start the timer. This one I'll say is the most. It's the most phonetic. It's the most of a phonetic stretch.
I feel like if I had no pressure on me, I could think of this, but I'm running out of time, and now I can't think of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. It gets like it's not children fries, as some people are guessing. So that that dish there, that French fry dish, that's poutine. And someone you might put your hand around and embrace, that's your pal. It's Pal Poutine. Palpatine. 20% got that one. That's twice as many as got the Kylo Ren one.
It's impressive that twice as many people got that right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's just a lot of poutine fans in the shout out to poutine.
I don't know that the other image could have, like, people could have picked the word pal unless it was poutine they were looking at.
Yeah, you got to start with poutine and work backwards. All right, number 6. I'll give this. I feel like I maybe shortchanged the timer on this, so I'll give this a second before I start the timer.
3 Mountain Dew pigeons,
and I'll say this is 2 words. These are 2 separate words. That's why they're on like 2 lines there. 2 teams have gotten a correct answer in. Nicely done.
This is impressive, Chris.
Thank you, Aria. Did you get this one?
Yeah, and I don't understand how you came up with this.
I have a brain that's wired wrong. I have a brain that doesn't work right, I think.
I just have to imagine that you were like in a corner and just turning to the light when people
No, I am. I go into like, when I make these puzzles, I just enter like a fugue state. I'm just like my eyes roll over white. More time for these? Sure. I'll give a little more time for the last 2. All right. So you count your 1, 2, 3. That's counting. That's a beautiful PNG of Mountain Dew. And that's a pigeon talking. And what does a pigeon say? It says coo, count do coo, count do coo. All right. Count do coo. 28%. The percentages are steadily increasing. So nicely done, everybody. I'm proud of you.
You're getting used to your madness.
Yeah, exactly. It takes people time to get into this terrible mindscape. All right. Question number 7. Number 7. I'll give it a few seconds before I start this time. And here we go.
This is from the original trilogy, I Haven't a Hope.
I don't want to say.
You shouldn't.
Shouldn't say.
I'm warning you now.
Just some of the good guesses that I'm enjoying here. Princess Pizza, Ole Pizza Bloat. All right, so these people on the right, I'll start with them. They are in the aftermath of having eaten. You could say that they ate, and that's BB Newworth. So your answer is BB8. BB8. Don't be sorry. No, don't be sorry for Princess Pizza. I loved Princess Pizza. Please never apologize for your answers. I was citing it as a positive. So please take that to heart. All right, and your last picture puzzle of this round, end of round 3. This one I'll say is not, this character name is not from any of the numbered episodes. I'll give that clue because it's a little tough. It's not from any of the numbered episodes, this character name.
So I think I spelled that right.
Spelling is loose. So as long as I know what you're saying, you'll get a point. All right. I'm just making sure that everybody's gotten their point. That should get it. Let me just correct some of these. All right. So this, if you read these images out, that's Bombay Sapphire, which is a djinn. That's a nurse, and that is sewing. So Jin Nurse So, Jin Urso from Rogue One is your answer. Did you 25%? I don't know why I read it as 50. I was optimistic. 25% got it. Did you get it, Aria?
I did, but I went Jin, and I thought the nurse meant ER. So
Jinner, yeah. Oh, yeah, that works too, actually. Yeah. Oh, there's two ways to solve this.
I got around you this time.
Wow. That's you know what that means. That the rules of the show this is your show now.
So for the rest of the live stream, I'll be hosting the show. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Chris, for your participation.
Thank you. I'm going to tell you about the upcoming season of Legacy. I'll just make things up. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on in the next season. All right, let's take a look at your scores and standings. Let's take this. Let's take that guy out of there. All right, here we go. Your top scores here. Let's start with fourth because it's close, or fifth even because they got 17 with 17 points. We've got. Why can't I read this? Hang on, I can't. It's not scrolling over for me. Oh, there we go. All right, we've got Sims for Aria, Sims for Landon, San Solo. If you know, all these teams have 16. Baby G has 17. The Turds have 17. Oh, Wookiees have 17. Maz Adams Art with 18. Marley's Changes in third with 19. And in first place, we have a tie. Ricky Scabs, Dicky Dabs is still in first place, but they've been joined by We Have Alderanthers. Nicely done. Good job to all of you top teams and everybody else too for sticking with it. I know based on the answers in the chat, a lot of people don't know Star Wars, but they're still playing, and I really respect that. So this is a special time during the movie quiz when every Wednesday night and now on Tuesday for our special episode. This is a totally free show to play, to free game to play, free show to watch. But we ask for a suggested donation of a couple of bucks per player per game. It goes a long way to bring you free trivia here on the trivia list. And what I normally do is I bring in a special guest from the history of from cinema, a character from cinema, to talk to you about donating, to tell you how much they love the movie quiz. So please welcome from we got a show about space sci-fi epics. So please welcome please welcome Edgar, he's not from Edgar the Bug is
Hi Chris, it's me, everybody's favorite from Star Wars. It's Han Solo.
Edgar, you're not from Star Wars. You're from Men in Black. I feel like I talked to your people and they said they were going to get me Han Solo.
Oh, I am Han Solo. I've got a big spaceship and I like to fly with my friends and I love my son.
You love your son. He was killed by his son though. Edgar,
Whoa!
Edgar,
spoilers. I didn't see the sequel.
Edgar, we're here now. We're here. I know you didn't see it because it's not your movie. It's okay. You're not Han Solo. We're just here. You're Edgar from Men in Black. It's really okay. How are you?
You know, the pandemic's actually been pretty bad for bugs.
Really? Because I thought cockroaches and cockroach-like aliens were supposed to be like the last ones to stand from any kind of apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, we're surviving, but like we're not thriving.
You're not living. You're alive, but you're not living.
I would say I'm languishing. I'm not flourishing.
Right. Well, that's fair. Can space bugs get the vaccine, Edgar?
Oh, well, we actually don't believe in the vaccine.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't want to go down. I don't want to have an anti-vax conversation on my show.
No. I mean, I just think that more people should be testing if they work on cockroaches. You know? Okay. Like, how many cockroaches?
You're cautiously waiting for the Pfizer trial for space cockroaches to yield more information.
I've just been drinking lots of sugar water.
I know you love it. I know
I love it.
I know you're from a different sci-fi trilogy, Edgar, but how have you been doing so far in the Star Wars quiz?
Oh, I've been doing so well. I love Kyle MacLachlan. I'm a big Twin Peaks fan.
I know. I got that vibe from you. So Edgar, can you tell us a little bit about donating to the movie quiz and maybe some of the other, watching, subscribing to the trivia list?
Absolutely. I just wanted to say thank you, Chris. It's me, Han Solo.
It's not
the movie quiz and trivia list are totally free to play. So we really rely on donations to cover costs. Sometimes they bring in producers and they have to pay them.
Yeah,
and they're really good and they make the show even better.
Yeah, very talented producers come in here sometimes.
Very talented. Some of the best producers on Twitch. So yeah, just a few dollars from each player would go like a long way. Let's see what else. We got links on Venmo. You can pay on Venmo. That's owned by PayPal. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow, Edgar, you got the inside tech scoop.
Oh yeah, well, we invented corporate consolidation. It's real shitty. So yeah, I mean, you can tune into the Trivia List lineup during the week. I mean, Quiz Night America, which is hosted by Jason Lederman, is on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I guess that's not tonight though.
Not tonight, no. It's special movie quiz, and yeah, we got the movie quiz, the regular movie quiz.
Oh yeah, you got movie quiz. I mean, you host Wednesdays. Wednesdays are really fun. I love that. And then Feeling Smart with Phoebe and Phil premieres next Thursday at 8 p.m. a week from this Thursday.
Yeah. So thank you, Edgar. Yeah, listen to Edgar.
I'm sure it's all $2 Chris's way. I mean, he's a good guy with a good body.
Excuse me, Edgar. I mean, I'm flattered, and I appreciate it, but all right. So listen to Edgar, who's not on Solo, but that's okay. It's really okay, Edgar.
Listen. Do you know where I could find George Lucas? I have some ideas for him.
Somewhere in Northern California, just living off the $4 billion he got from Disney.
Northern California. All
right. I'll see you in Modesto. Bye. All right. So yeah, listen to Edgar. Donate some money to the movie quiz if you're having fun tonight. Check out the other shows on the trivia list. Aria, thank you.
That was incredible.
He's
paying that man, but it's not enough, man.
It's weird. It's weird that it's weird that his people told me that Han Solo was coming, but I mean, he did a great job. He was,
man. You know what's funny is like I remember, I don't know why, but that is like one of those movies that that performance, Vincent D'Onofrio's performance as that, like just so ingrained in my head, and I have no idea why, but it was so striking at the age that I was when I watched it. He did a great job.
It was great. Yeah, no, he was wonderful. I mean,
my laptop is dying.
Okay, well, I will explain the next. I'll explain the next round while Aria charges. Hopefully, he can hear me. So we've got another puzzly round for your penultimate round here. It's before and after planets and ships. As we get into the late, this is a late stage round here, so we're gonna get sort of into the more arcane Star Wars knowledge. So it's before and after where I'm going to give you a clue that's going to end up putting a Star Wars planet or ship into the title of another movie as a before and after. So like for example, if I asked you, a little wooden boy moves to the planet that's home to Lando Calrissian's Cloud City, your before and after would be Bespin-Occhio. Bespin is the Cloud City planet and Pinocchio. So Bespinocchio is your answer. Before and after, they've got a syllable that meets somewhere in the middle. I'll talk you through it. You should be able to get it if you've watched like Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. All right, so let's move into this round, before and after planets and ships. And as a clue, I'll tell you, it's going to go planet, ship. So odd number questions. I'm looking for a planet because this is harder. So why not give you a leg up? The even numbers, I'm looking for a ship. All right. Question number 1. Luke Skywalker teams up with a computer hacker to solve a years-old murder on the desert planet where he grew up. Going to give you a full 30 seconds for these. Luke Skywalker I can't speak this late in the show. Luke Skywalker teams up with a computer hacker to solve a years-old murder on the desert planet where he grew up.
What?
That's usually the reaction. I'm used to that reaction. Just a stupefied what?
You got that once one day a long time ago and decided to chase this for the rest of it. I have no clue.
All right. It is. So what's the planet where Luke grew up, Aria?
Tatooine.
Tatooine. So this movie I'm describing is Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So I'm looking for Girl with the Dragon Tatooine. There you go. So hopefully that helps illuminate the rest of them. All right. Question number 2. Looking for a ship on this one. Han and Chewie are tasked with their most dangerous smuggling mission yet, transporting a group of violent prisoners led by John Malkovich. They get some help from Nick Cage.
Wow.
You know this one? Did you figure this one out?
I think I do.
A couple of teams have already gotten the right answer in so far. Nicely done.
That's pretty cool, man. That's funny.
You like that one?
That's funny. I actually saw the not Star Wars movie for the first time. I remember this too. I don't know why it stuck with me, but I remember watching it in my friend's basement.
Really?
It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was sleeping over at his house. I couldn't sleep, and it was on, and I was like sitting there watching it. And Nick Cage had a mullet. And
he has a crazy mullet in this movie.
I remember I can't remember how old I was, but I remember he got shot through the arm, and he did not flinch. And I was young enough, and I was like, I don't care who you are, man. That's
gonna
that works.
I don't care if this is it a Michael Bay movie. I think it's Michael Bay, right?
Probably.
It's got Bay vibes. It's Millennium Falcon Air. Millennium Falcon Air is your answer. All right, we're going back to planets now. Planets for this one. We see a little more of Jar Jar Binks than we ever wanted to in this sprawling drama about the adult film industry on Queen Amidala's planet. We see a little more of Jar Jar Binks than we ever wanted to in this sprawling drama about the adult film industry on Queen Amidala's planet.
Huh?
If you know the planet, you can work from there.
Yeah, eventually. I don't know, man.
All right. Well, time's about to expire. So what's the planet?
It's Naboo.
Naboo. And what's a movie about the adult film industry?
Zach and Miri make a porno.
Boogie Nights.
Or that one.
Naboogie Nights. Naboogie Nights is your answer.
That's okay.
There you go. Now, next one, looking for ships. In this shark-jumping 10th entry into the Friday the 13th series, an unstoppable slasher is sent to space, where he shows a surprising proficiency with this rebel fighter ship. So it is that's an actual thing that happens in the first part of this clue. This unstoppable slasher does go to space in the movie part of this clue. What I'm adding is that he gets in a rebel ship.
Shark jumping?
Yeah, shark jumping. Like cross the line. I mean, Friday the 13th jumped the shark way before that. But this is Jason is the killer of Friday the 13th. He goes to space in Jason X. So the puzzle answer I'm looking for here is Jason X.
I knew that. What? That would. Okay.
Jason X-Wing. Hang on.
I should have known with the 10th entry, bro. Damn.
Yeah, that's X.
That's me, man.
It's a very strange. Yeah. What? is right. It gets weird. It gets weird here in the later part of the game. The last round's going to be more straightforward, I promise. Yeah, jumped the shark at number 5 after Corey Feldman killed him, and then there was like a different Jason that wasn't actually Jason. All right, number 5. Back to planets on this one. Wait. Yes, planets. Irascible buddy cop duo, played by Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell, quip their way through a mystery on the Wookiee homeworld. Pardon me. Irascible buddy cop duo, played by Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell, quip their way through a mystery on the Wookiee homeworld. Aria, do you know either parts of these?
I know the Wookiee homeworld.
Sorry for my throat clearing.
But the Irascible buddy cop duo is beyond me. I can't say buddy cops is a genre I'm super into.
Yeah, it's
buddy cop duos at least.
They usually come in twos. They come in pairs. It would be nice maybe to see, maybe not about cops now, but like a buddy, just like buddies, just a bunch of buddies. Just a buddy movie. How about that?
Movie about some friends, man.
A lot of buddies hanging out. So what's the Wookiee homeworld, Aria? It's Kashyyyk. The movie I'm looking for is Tango and Cash, making your before and after Tango and Kashyyyk. 12% of teams. Pretty good. All right, back to ships here. In another big screen update of Mr. T's 80s action TV show, a crew of LA mercenaries trade in their black van for an Imperial Walker.
That's a good one. I know this one.
You got this one?
Yeah. I've watched that Hoth battle scene a lot, man. I know this is
it's great.
It's great, but it's also like every time I watch it, I'm like, this is so much fun to watch, and it's amazing how they must have made it into a movie. But why on earth would the Imperials make that?
It's so impractical as a vehicle. It's incredibly cool.
Lead engineer brought that to the Emperor, and how did they convince him?
Yeah, they're like, okay, okay, Emperor Palpatine, we've got a tank, good, but we're gonna put it up really high on these little tiny.
No, 30 feet, no, like 60 feet in the air.
So it's like flying. No, it's not flying. We have flying capabilities, but this one's just gonna kind of amble across the the landscape. All right, so the show and the movie, they did make a movie of this TV show. It's called the A-Team, and these Imperial Walkers are called AT-ATs, so it's the AT-A-Team. The AT-A-Team. Question number 7. Seth Rogen, Jay Baruchel, and other actors playing themselves navigate an apocalypse of falling Death Star debris on a forest moon. Seth Rogen, Jay Baruchel, and other actors playing themselves navigate an apocalypse of falling Death Star debris on a forest moon.
I do want to add about the AT-ATs that, like, I think the design choice in that, because did you know that they were based on those giant, I can't remember what they're called, in the Bay Area, in the Navy shipyards?
Oh, like...
There are these huge scaffolding-like structures that look like AT-AT. If you're off in the distance, you could swear they're AT-ATs.
Wow, really?
But I think that's what George Lucas drew inspiration.
It was kind of inspired by that,
right? Because if you're far away and you said, like, what if those were tanks? That's pretty scary.
Well, I mean, like, the thing about them is they're like unassailably cool to look at, right. But just like hold up a little plane with a
rope, it's done, you know?
Yeah, just like one guy on a rope.
Yeah,
shoots up there, and then Luke goes up there and cuts it open and just kind of chucks a thing in there, and he's done. He like blows up. He blows up like the kitchen downstairs or whatever is down there, and then it's just done.
I'd love to see the inside of one of those things.
Like, I know. I'm sure on Wikipedia there's
probably
like a detailed schematic of like someone's getting very mad at me about implying there's a kitchen. There's no galley on an AT-AT. This is the end, and Endor. This is the Endor.
I said Endor of the world because I was thinking of.
You were thinking of the World's End.
Yeah, I was.
The World's Endor. Someone else put that too. That's a good guess, but that has Simon Pegg. Not those movies came out like simultaneously. Both great.
Cool.
Very, very solid. I love like clashing similar movies that come out at the same time. I find that it's a very interesting subgenre to me. It's not a genre, but a topic. And your last before and after puzzle, Jean-Claude Van Damme stops a group of terrorists attempting to blow up Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals with a world-destroying space station. This is a vehicle. It moves, so it counts as a vehicle, I think. But throw in that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
I think. I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. It's really fine. It's okay to not know. And I'm saying that to Aria, and I'm saying that to everybody. And that's a life lesson, guys. It's okay to not know. You don't have to pretend to know everything. Just say you don't know. It's really fine. All right. So this movie, what's the Star Wars half of this, Aria?
The Death Star.
Death Star, right? So this movie, kind of a forgotten Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, but it has come up on the movie quiz before. It's called Sudden Death. So Sudden Death Star. 14 teams got it. 15% of teams got it right.
Is there a movie called Deathstroke?
Deathstroke is a Batman villain. There's Deadshot is the Will Smith Suicide Squad one, but there's also Deathstroke, who I think is another DC.
How do you say his last name? Magniello?
Joe Manganiello. Manganiello? Joe Mr. Jello. All right. So let's take a look.
Manganiello, I think.
Manganiello, I think it is. Put the phonetic spelling in the chat if you know.
If you're here, Joe, put the spelling.
Yeah, Joe, if you're here, if you're playing the movie quiz Star Wars special episode, please pop in with a detailed phonetic spelling of your last name. We refuse to look it up. All right. Before we head into our final round of the night, let's take a look at your scores. We've got, let's start with fourth place. We've got with 23 points apiece, the Turds and Maz Adams Art. In third place with 25, we got Marley's Chains. Just ahead of them, we've got 27 points. In second place, Ricky Scabs, Dicky Dabs. And in first place, by 1 point, they've taken first place for themselves. We have Alderancers. My goodness. We've got one round. I want to check in if Phoebe and Phil are still here. I just want to see if you guys are around. I just want to check in with you guys and see how you're doing. How you doing so far, Phil and Phoebe?
That round was a challenge.
That's a challenge. Yeah, that's usually in the movie quiz. The audience turns on me right around the time when I bust out these puzzles.
I might be on their side right about now.
Yeah, I know. I don't. And the thing is, I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody for being infuriated with me. I just want to see how you guys are holding up as we head into the last round. It should be better. It should go better for everyone involved, I think. So, all right. We'll hang tight. We'll check. We'll all check in at the end of the game. So this last round, Aria and everybody, is called Galaxies Collide, and it's your 2 point. This round, each question is going to be worth upwards of 2 points. So it's a round all about Star Wars actors working together in other movies. So I'll name a movie, and you name the two actors, Star Wars actors, who were in it. So you don't have to name both to get a point. You know one person, you'll get 1 point. You know two people, you'll get 2 points. Okay, so here we go with your final regular round before the big bonus question at the end. Question number 1. These two actors from Star Wars play folk musicians in the Coen brothers film Inside Llewyn Davis. Who are the two actors?
Great movie.
Who play folk musicians looking for the names of the actors, not the names of the characters from either Star Wars or Inside Llewyn Davis.
That movie is I really like the Coen brothers.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. it was definitely something I had to kind of grow up into, I think, because I was not used to it at all, just having movies that like ended and they were just over.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It was like,
it's on that front. Have you seen Barton Fink of theirs? It's like that's the weirdest of their output, in my opinion. It's like
probably
incredibly strange movie. All right, so these two actors, some of these actors in this round are not going to necessarily have a scene together, but these guys are in, I think, a couple scenes together. It's Oscar Isaac, who's Llewyn Davis, and Adam Driver is also in that movie. All right, number 2. These two actors play a CIA analyst and his boss in the Jack Ryan thrillers Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. I'll say that one of these actors, these are original. They're both original trilogy actors, and one is a voice only actor in Star Wars. Have you seen these? The Jack Ryan movies are like, I'm not going to say who's played him, but like it's a character that's like just gets passed around. Like everyone does. Like this is the only time anyone's played Jack Ryan twice. Was this actor? It's been played by
this actor is Jack Ryan. He's been in the Star Wars movies as well.
Yeah. So, and he's the only one. So Jack Ryan's been played by John Krasinski, Chris Pine, Ben Affleck, and Alec Baldwin, and also Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford played Jack Ryan in 2 movies, and his boss was James Earl Jones.
Jack Ryan's been around a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah. It's been going on forever. Hunt for Red October with Alec Baldwin was the first time.
That's right, Jack Ryan?
Yeah, that's a Jack Ryan movie. Yeah, and they're still cranking these things out. All right.
That's amazing.
Live action. These two actors did live action performances as an arms dealer and a Wakandan warrior in Black Panther, and they did motion capture in Star Wars in the sequel trilogy. They're both in the sequel trilogy.
You want the characters?
Then this is all actors. I just want actors for this whole round, please.
There's 2?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, damn, she's cold. I don't know how I could get her.
So they play
because she was Maz Kanata and
right. They were both mocap. They were Maz Kanata and Snoke. It's Andy Serkis and Lupita Nyong'o are
one of my favorite actors of all time.
Who is?
Andy Serkis.
Oh yeah. Well, you're a big Lord of the Rings fan too.
Big time. And I mean, it's just that was like sort of my gateway drug into Andy Serkis. And then as I started watching more of his stuff, it was like, this dude's crazy.
Oh, he's great.
He's amazing.
He's amazing, and it feels like he's doing more live action stuff as time goes on too. He's like getting the little not pinballs, ping pong balls off of them. That would have been better if I knew how to speak. All right, question number 4. These two actors played a reclusive tech magnate and a young programmer in the sci-fi thriller Ex Machina. They were a reclusive tech magnate and a young programmer in Ex Machina. And they're both in the sequel movies. Both are in the sequel trilogy.
Both of these guys, now that I'm thinking about them in terms of their movies outside of Star Wars, I'm like, these two guys in particular have careers that I think are just really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean they work quite a bit.
Yeah.
So these two guys, it's the second appearance in this round of Oscar Isaac and also Donald Gleason. Donald Gleason is the other one who is he plays Hux, General Hux. And you know what he was actually really good at? I watched because I see, I'm a kid. I see movies I would never normally watch. Probably I have to lower the bar a little bit. I watched Peter Rabbit for East, around Easter, and it was pretty good. And he's great in it. Donald Gleason's kind of the heavy.
Oh, his dad is Brendan Gleeson.
That's right.
So those two guys, I've never watched actors that can literally be put in anything.
Yeah.
Anything. And they are 100% committed and fucking amazing every time.
the elder Gleason is in Harry Potter as well, right?
Mad-Eye Moody, yeah.
Yeah, talking about the
Moody, and he's in the movie In Bruges playing a hitman. Like it's just
that's right. He's in Bruges. That's right.
I mean, he's got range for days.
Wonderful, wonderful Irish family. All right, question number 5. These two had cameos as a nun and a version of himself in Kevin Smith's stoner road trip comedy Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. They are both original trilogy actors. And they had cameos as one as a nun, one as a version of himself in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. This one's a little bit of a cheat because they're in this movie together because Kevin Smith likes Star Wars and because it's not really a coincidence. All right, so in this movie, they're making a Jay and Silent Bob movie within the movie, and Mark Hamill is in it as himself, and Carrie Fisher plays a nun. They're both in the movie.
I changed it from Mark Hamill to Billy D. Williams.
Oh no, Billy D's a good guess though. I wish I couldn't find any Billy D movies that fit the bill. Question number 6: brief cameos as an astrophysicist and a spy in Avengers Endgame, though they're never on screen together. These are both prequel trilogy actors. And they're both in Avengers Endgame really briefly.
I can't say I liked Infinity War so much that I didn't want Endgame to exist.
Oh, really? You just wanted it to kind of...
I just love... I mean, like maybe I'm a nihilist, but like we watched collective total worth of like 12 to 15 years worth of superhero movies.
Yeah.
These colorful superheroes destroying cities and saving the day, which is well and good. But then I just like Infinity War came out and something different happened. And then it did. And I was like, if that's how everything ended, and it was just one of those things where we have all of this heroics, and then finally one guy comes and he finds the weakness and he finds the loophole and he just, and then everyone's just sitting there like, shit, we lost. We got to start all over again.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually, and it has a good sense of like building foreboding, that movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to criticize because like Marvel has so many plans. Like the criticism that arises is like, yeah, you just snap and it's all back to normal, but that they deal with that, it's not just back to normal.
No, they do. That's actually been, it's really informed everything that they've done since, like the whole thing of like all of Falcon and Winter Soldier was about it got a little murky at times towards the end, but like the political ramifications of people coming back after 5 years. These two, they played, reprising the roles from Thor and just the MCU in general as Nick Fury, and Nick Fury is in like the very last scene for a second, and blink if you miss it kind of thing. Natalie Portman and Sam Jackson, both from the prequels. Question number 7. These two actors played an abusive and eventually dead boyfriend, and also the other one a prostitute in the middle chapter of the original Sin City film. And one actor is from the sequel trilogy, and one has appeared on a Star Wars TV show. An abusive and eventually dead boyfriend and a prostitute, because that's all that Frank Miller knows how to write. The only way he knows how to write women. He made Catwoman a prostitute.
That guy's just like, you just have to like be like, man, you're good, but you need therapy, bro.
Seriously, it's just like... something
you just have to go to therapy and it'll be fine, dude.
So this is almost the last question of the night, so it's a little harder. You might, a lot of people remember that Rosario Dawson was in Sin City, and she was Ahsoka Tano, the live action version of Ahsoka on The Mandalorian. But also in that scene, from The Last Jedi is Benicio del Toro. Benicio del Toro is a Star Wars actor now.
One of the greatest of all time.
He's great.
I love Rosario Dawson.
And they're both great. And I could do a whole another hour and a half on my problems with Sin City and what it could have been. But here's your last regular question of the game before the big bonus question at the end. These two actors played Count Dracula and vampire hunter Van Helsing in Hammer's horror series, the English horror production company, as well as over a dozen other films together. And one actor was a prequel trilogy actor. One actor was an original trilogy actor.
I don't know that I've ever even heard of the Hammer horror series.
Hammer's like a whole English horror studio that did like very, very vividly colored takes, like very Technicolor, like pop, saturated colors, kind of versions of Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman. So they were like kind of like the English in color version answer to Universal. Let me just make sure that everybody's got their points. I believe so. So these two guys, they were like friends and they were in a million movies together. One played Grand Moff Tarkin, one played Count Dooku. It's Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee were in like a million movies together. Yes,
it makes perfect sense though, doesn't it?
Right? They're just like, yeah, these
two
like
old English guys. Of course, they're gonna grow up with
two with massive presences, both of them.
All
right, so
on stage and speak Shakespearean lines and
exactly, just holding up the whole production of Star Wars to just recite Shakespearean quotations. All right, so let's take a look at your standings as we head into this big 10-point bonus question. We've got let's start with fourth place, Maz Adams Art with 37. We've got all Durancers and Marley's Chains tied with 38 and jumping back into the lead with 39. Ricky Scabs, Dickie Dabs, my goodness, this is crazy. This is going to be a really tight game right down to the wire. So we got one last bonus question. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to ask you a question that has two correct answers to it, but I'm going to show you three answers. One of them is a fake. Each correct answer is worth 5 points apiece. So if you pick the two correct answers, you'll get 10 points. If you know one for sure, like I know this for sure, but I don't want to risk my points, just pick one and hit submit. You'll get 5. If you pick the decoy, if you pick the wrong answer, the fake answer at all, you'll get 0 points. There's no risk. You can't lose any of the points that you've gotten so far. But if you pick the wrong answer, you won't get any of them.
So if you pick a right answer, but then also the wrong answer, you get 0.
0. If you pick a right answer, you're like, I know that one, but I don't want to roll the dice on losing those 5 points. You can just pick one. But if you pick 2, you'll get 10. Okay? So this last one, we talked about Star Wars actors in other movies. This last one's going to be about people cameoing in Star Wars movies. So here we go. Your final question of the night, worth upwards of 10 points. Which two of these are real, actual blink and you'll miss them cameos from the Skywalker saga? These are two real cameos, one fake one. Is it Justin Timberlake as a Jedi in Attack of the Clones, Sofia Coppola as one of Padme's handmaidens in The Phantom Menace, and Daniel Craig as a stormtrooper in The Force Awakens? 2 of them are real, 1 of them's fake. If you pick the fake, 0 points. All right.
I'm picking these 2. I'm not sure about the second one I'm picking, but I'm picking the second one because I'm so sure that the third one's got to be a lie.
Okay.
Because
I'm curious to see what your thinking is.
Because if it's true and I haven't heard of it until today,
it's going to blow your mind.
Where have I been?
All right. Time is just about out on this one. So to go over these, which one, Aria, before I reveal the answer, which is the one that you think is fake?
Justin Timberlake as a Jedi.
Okay, so Daniel Craig as a stormtrooper in Force Awakens is absolutely real. Yeah. You can hear him say it.
Yeah.
The other one, when they shot Attack of the Clones, NSYNC was asked, and NSYNC members of NSYNC shot cameos. They never made the final cut, and so they were not in the movie. And also Justin Timberlake was not one of the ones that shot even shot a cameo. Sofia Coppola does play one of Padme's handmaidens in The Phantom Menace.
I don't care anymore. And
So
shot footage for Star Wars.
In-sync shot footage for Star Wars. Yeah. So that is your fake one. Justin Timberlake as a Jedi. So Joey I was reading about it because I remember this. I couldn't remember if this was apocryphal or it was like a rumor, but they had already it was in the big battle scene on Geonosis with the big bug monsters.
That gives you a headache because there's so many lightsabers.
There's so much happening. It's such a mess. So they aimed to make it even more of a mess by asking NSYNC. NSYNC was like mixing their album at Skywalker Sound, and they were like, "Hey, NSYNC, do you want to like throw on some robes and be Jedi for like real quick?" And they got Joey Fatone, J.C. Chazé, and Chris Kirkpatrick. Justin Timberlake never was going to do it, but then like Lance Bass had to leave. He couldn't do it. And so they got Joey Fatone's brother and they shot their footage, but then Lucas cut it. So that would be
the most insane thing to ever happen to pop culture in the last 200 years.
But it was like a big deal at the time. They were like, is NSYNC in the movie? It was like this whole, like, I heard NSYNC shot a cameo. It was like in Entertainment Weekly and stuff.
Honestly, do you think if they had kept the NSYNC footage in, Jar Jar Binks would have gotten away with Jar Jar Binks?
Like they would have taken the heat off Jar Jar Binks by putting NSYNC in it?
Because everyone was like, hey, Jar Jar Binks, and then they'd get to the NSYNC part, and it would literally be like the Cantina animation scene that they added, where people would be watching like, what
happened? They should have just done it. He should go back and do more changes and just add the NSYNC family, the NSYNC family affair with the Fatones. All right, so let's take a look at your final scores. It was incredibly close. My gosh, so very close. Teams just out of the top 3 spots. We had a tie for second. Let's read it says fourth place. It's really third with 47 points. In third place, Maz Adams Art, just ahead of them. In second place, we had a tie. The standings stayed the same. Everybody up top got those bonus points. We have All Durancers and Marley's Chains with 48 points apiece and holding on to the lead. They started with the lead. They ended with the win 49. Excellent work. Ricky Scabs, Dickie Dabs. Amazing work, everybody. Thank you, Aria. How'd you do? Where'd you end up? How many points did you get?
I got 11th. I got 36.
That's pretty good. That's really good. All right. So thank you so much, Aria. This is so wonderful to have. I know it was a big episode, so we don't normally run this long, everybody who was just tuning in. We're usually more like an hour, but it's a big special episode.
My bad.
No, that's not your fault. That's me. We had like an extra. We usually do 4 rounds, so we did 5. But thank you for spending extra time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
This was so much fun, and thank you to everybody playing. Thank you to Phoebe and Phil, and remember to watch their show premiering in 9 days. It's in 9 days from now, not this Thursday, but the next Thursday. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to the Trivia List on Twitch. You can check us out on all social media platforms. You can follow me on Instagram, where I give hints for the movie quiz. We will have a movie quiz tomorrow, a regularly scheduled episode, 7:00 tomorrow evening. Just general movie trivia, not Star Wars or any other movie specific. Thank you to Aria. Thank you to Phoebe, Phil, Cullen. Thank you everybody else, all the new people who showed up, all the regulars. This was so much fun. Happy Star Wars Day. Thank you to Mark Vigent for he put me in contact with Edgar the Bug. Thank you everybody for showing up. Come back for more. Play the Trivia List games. Throw some money in the tip jar if you can. And I hope to see you tomorrow night and at all the other Trivia List games. Have a great one, everybody. May the Force be with you.